All right, so I just got this from the wheels back here, all this wood ripped up. And you can see like the floor is actually pretty good. It's got like surface rust, but the only actual spot that rusted through is right there. That's it, just a little spot. That's easily patchable, but I thought behind the tires were gonna be worse, but it's not bad. That's all surface rust, it's solid floor. And navel jelly is amazing. I mean, that stuff right there you can get for $6 at Home Depot with a paintbrush from the dollar store. I mean, you have spots of rust that are like that. That's all surface rust. Like that has navel jelly on it right now. That has navel jelly on it. I just put it on just now. This right here was the color of that like 10 minutes ago. So was this. This was a giant chunk of rust 10 minutes ago. The same color as this brown nasty shit. And navel jelly just eats it right away. Same thing with right there. I painted a little bit on that thing just to see. And right there was all solid rust like this. You just take the paintbrush, put a little bit of the navel jelly on it, not even a lot, just enough to coat it, just like that. And in 10 or 15 minutes, the rust is just like this, it's gone. Which is pretty amazing. And then after that, once you're done with that, you wire brush it again. See, I wire brushed it first. Then it looks like that after you wire brush it. Then you spread some navel jelly on there. Then let it turn into this. And then once it turns into this, I wire brush it again and then spray a rust converter that converts into primer. Whatever brand you choose. At this point, it really doesn't even matter. It's just to get if there's any like, microscopic rust on there, and it converts it over to a paintable surface. So it's like a 2-in-1 finishing touch thing. But yeah, this is not bad at all. The floor is solid. I mean, this side seems to have gotten more rust than that side. But I tell you what, getting these floors up sucks. It's like a word of advice to anybody doing this: bring a scissor jack. I mean, a scissor jack could save you so much back bending, breaking time. Because right now I have like crowbars and things like that, and I get it underneath and then it'll pry up and I'll get like 4 nails, because they're nailed all throughout the whole piece of 4x8 plywood. So I'll pry it as hard as I can, and I'll get like 4 or 5 nails to pop up, and it'll lift up a little bit. Then I'll shove something in there to hold the pressure on it, and then I'll slide the crowbar down and do it again. The only problem is, look at that wood. I mean, it's so rotted. Even if the floors aren't rotted, that wood is rotted. I mean, anybody debating whether they should rip the floors out and put new wood in and do all this, I mean, this bus is a 2002. So that wood is like soggy. Even though the floor is not that bad, the wood is just shit. So it's got to come out. I mean, don't just build on top of it, because you will regret it. Unless you're just going to build like a piece of crap bus. I mean, then throw some stuff in, and it's not no big deal if you have to take it out and fix the floors. But this bus right here is getting converted, like fully converted. So there's no room for error here. This all has to come out, and this floor has to be brand new again. That's what I'm doing to this. It's going to get all taken out. The rust is going to get converted. It's going to get painted. It's going to get sealed. It's going to be brand new floor. Any pieces that have to get fixed are going to get welded with new patch welds on it. All around the outside of the bus has to get new caulking, and all inside there has to get navel jelly on there to convert any rust that might have seeped into the seam. I mean, that's another, you don't want to, if you're here already, that seam all around there, that's like waterlogged. It's not rusted, but it's waterlogged. I mean, you don't want to seal that back up, and this is the perfect opportunity to get that. Anything you can do to fully get that. Get all navel jelly inside there, let it convert, and grind it out with whatever grinder you have to do, and then spray it with some anti-rust primer, and then paint it, and then enamel it. Whatever you have to do to do the seams, do it. Because at least when it's done, you'll know that it was done right. Looking at this floor before I did all this, you like see that plywood like right there, it's brand new. When you peel up that black mat, the plywood looks brand new. I mean, most people probably would have lifted that up and just been like, oh, just peel off. The rubber peels off really easy on this. It's like more than 1/8 of an inch thick, so you can actually just grab the rubber and peel it off. But the top of the plywood looks new, so I mean, most people probably would have just threw whatever they had to throw inside the bus and called it a day. But once you actually start trying to rip it up, you realize how nasty it is. But yeah, so ripping up the plywood. Oh yeah, so the scissor jack. So once you get a bar underneath there and you can actually pry back and get like a 2-inch lift on that board, slide a scissor jack underneath there and just crank it like you're jacking up a car, and it'll jack up the whole entire plank. I mean, bring 2 scissor jacks. Do one like right there and then one like right there. I mean, as soon as you start jacking, it'll just pop all the nails out, and it'll make this job so easy. I unfortunately don't even have a scissor jack in that car. I have a big ass hydraulic jack, and it's just not, it's too heavy to be any good with this, and it's not slim enough. It's like 5-6 inches high, so it's not really ideal. But yeah, spilled Dunkin' Donuts. Ugh. Oh my god. So yeah, that's about it. I'm not gonna finish this today. It's just way too much work. I'm gonna come back with scissor jack tomorrow and do the rest of it. So that's it.